A £1.4 billion devolution deal for the North East was announced by Levelling Up Secretary Michael Gove today. The proposals outlined by the government could bring together 7 authorities and more than 2 million people in the North East under one elected mayor. The deal includes £48 million of new funding a year over a 30-year period, plus a £500,000 transport budget. There's also £17.4 million for new homes. With me to discuss this announcement is Chris Lloyd, chief feature writer for the Northern Echo. Chris, good stuff. Great to have you back on the show. What does this really mean for the North East? Do people care?
People think their council should really just be concentrating on emptying bins. But I think this is a real seismic change here in the North East. We're very lucky to have seen this sort of system in operation in the Tees Valley, where we've got a Conservative mayor, Ben Houchin, who has, I think, really spurred the regeneration agenda in the area. And he's given the Tees Valley, an artificial region, he's given it a real cachet, and so it's able to punch above its weight. So I think people will see some difference, hopefully some improvement. It's always good for people to take local control of budgets and be able to respond more quickly than that distant place, London, which is a long, long way away from a lot of people's lives.
I must say, I just read something there that I thought was quite interesting. An odd number stood out to me. So there's £17.4 million for new homes. 17.4 million is the number of people who voted for Brexit, isn't it, in the EU referendum? The North East came through like a racehorse for the Brexit campaign, didn't it? Do you think there's a little bit of a nod and a wink there?
I don't know about the specifics of the numbers, but the whole red wall issue is very interesting in the way that the people voted for Brexit and then crumbled from Labour into the Tories. And so the Tories have got to be seen to be doing something in the North East. The whole levelling up agenda is very, very difficult. It means so many different things to different people, from skills to transport, and so all of these things are now being brought together, and people will begin to see a bit of a difference. By 2024 there will be an elected mayor, perhaps, so there is definitely a playing to the red wall agenda, or people kind of taking back control, taking more control locally, but it's going to be fraught with real difficulties, because you will remember back in 2004, there was the regional devolution referendum we had in the North East, when a certain Dominic Cummings led the fight against an elected regional assembly, because we didn't want another, or he said we didn't want another layer of politicians imposed upon us. So it's very interesting now that it's the Conservative government by Michael Gove that's giving us this.
Yes, no, indeed, absolutely. And from what you can gather so far, conceivably, apart from a little bit more local self-determination, what could this actually bring to the area? Will this see any real tangible benefits? Will it now be a bustling hub?
Well, let's hope it will be a bustling hub. I think that it's certainly in the Tees Valley, it is dependent upon a personality, a real personality emerging in the form of Ben Houchin, who has a new agenda with new ideas, nationalising our local airport here, and really promoting regeneration of an old steelwork site into Europe's largest regional development commission. So that is a new big idea, and it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the region, the North East, comes up with those big ideas. There's talk of a green superport that may be the big idea to kind of boost trade and boost industry, and the green power industry as well. So that could be the big idea. And that's really what these new ideas need to kind of get a real grassroots buy-in, is people being able to see that change is happening, change for the better, rather than the same old churn of grey faces on councils and such bodies.
Absolutely. Well, I think what a fitting and deserving area, a part of the world, to actually go and get this shot in the arm. Chris Lloyd, thank you very, very much.